The most bizarre internet challenges of 2024. As long as there have been disinterested teenagers, challenges and dares have existed. Do these online challenges stem from a strange kind of masochism, peer pressure, or a desire for fame? We don't know. We can tell, however, that individuals who were sucked into the dares below most certainly didn't pause to consider the repercussions. The planking. It's not usually the challenge that poses the greatest risk. Occasionally, it's the extent to which the challenge is accepted. Planking is an excellent illustration. Simulating a piece of wood is a harmless, albeit goofy hobby in its most basic form. You won't end up in the emergency room if you post pictures of yourself planking on your kitchen counter or in the aisles of your neighborhood Walmart. However, as the trend has grown, there has been demand to push planking to more extreme and frequently hazardous levels. It is dangerous to plank on top of a lion or perch high atop a rooftop chimney, and there are countless accounts of people who have been injured while performing such daring activities. The challenge of the hot pepper. This one occasionally appears in several other forms, such as the Trinidad Maruga Scorpion Challenge, the Thai Pepper Challenge, the Habanero Challenge, and the Ghost Pepper Challenge. The hot pepper task sounds quite realistic, just like many of the other challenges on this list. Since the beginning of time, we have been consuming spicy cuisine, and the idea of pushing one another to try increasingly hotter dishes predates the internet. It comes down to degree once more. Using those peppers in a recipe you've prepared? It's okay. You may even produce something delicious. However, it might be harmful to eat peppers raw or to consume hot sauce prepared with them. Seizures, anaphylactic shock, so-called thunderclap headaches, severe stomach pains, and an esophageal hole are all possible outcomes. Art of sunburn. Want to experiment with some body art but aren't ready to get a tattoo? A few years ago, some imaginative social media users started drawing pictures with suntan lotion or strategically placing patterned objects on their bodies before becoming sunburned. From an artistic perspective, the outcomes were occasionally striking. However, dermatologists soon started to raise concerns about this online trend, as you would surely imagine. Who knew that excessive sun exposure may result in skin cancer? Well, everybody. Chicken NyQuil. This is a hazardous challenge. Even the images should make you think twice about the NyQuil Chicken Challenge, which started making the rounds on social media in 2022. It turns out that the least dangerous aspect of this challenge is inedible food, and chicken breasts bathed in an aqua-colored liquid don't look appealing. Boiling a liquid prescription eliminates extra water, which intensifies the effects of the drug. When taken in excess, the active components in NyQuil, acetaminophen, dextromethorphan, and doxylamine, can be extremely harmful. Breathing in the fumes while cooking the chicken puts you at risk even if you don't consume it. The Cinnamon Challenge. This one gained popularity in part because it appeared to be a funny joke to tell friends and family. It should be simple enough to swallow a tablespoon of cinnamon. After all, cinnamon in the shape of rolls is something we adore. The problem is that we usually eat sugar and cinnamon together. It's much harder to eat straight cinnamon. It dries out the mouth, which makes swallowing challenging, among other things. The objective is to surprise the eater, which is meant to be humorous. And it is, if all goes according to plan, quite entertaining. The issue is that cinnamon can harm the lungs because it is such a small substance that it is very simple to breathe in the particles, particularly when you are gagging. It's best to follow the rules. The Bird Box Challenge. The idea behind the movie Bird Box is intriguing enough. Without giving anything away, the movie's characters have to learn how to move around while wearing blindfolds. That concept ultimately led to an actual online challenge. Predicting the outcome is easy. It is never a smart idea to walk into traffic while wearing a blindfold. The challenge's proponents contend that it's a means of developing empathy for the blind. However, even this proves to be a dubious defense. According to studies, the Bird Box Challenge may increase participants' insensitivity to the issues faced by the blind. The challenge of blackout. We don't even know why there is such a problem. The concept is straightforward. Either you or someone else chokes. The objective is to faint. Specifically, because it's so straightforward, it's easy to see where things could go wrong. The actual choking comes first. It can harm the thyroid, trachea, and other neck structures. To make matters worse, choking someone can harm their spine, which supports their head. None of us should engage in it in a lighthearted manner. Second, choking causes the victim to lose consciousness by cutting off the air supply to the brain. It can harm your brain if you do it for a long enough period. In addition, you risk hitting your head on anything when descending if you faint while standing. As adults, we are aware of the risks associated with that issue. The problem is that children, who are the demographic that this one has spread to, are less aware of them. It's generally a good idea to discuss online challenges in general, and this dares in specific with your child if they use social media. The Blue Whale Challenge. The Blue Whale Challenge is one of the most problematic on this list. It's more of a crazy game than a challenge. At first glance, the 50-day challenge appears to be very harmless. Each day, participants are required to finish a set of chores. However, the chores start to involve self-harm after becoming more and more demeaning. Finally, the targets are told to commit suicide as the last assignment. Any online challenge that is truly intended to cause someone to die is heinous and dangerous. Pods for tides. Here's another that has been very problematic for children. Additionally, it is another one that is largely founded on false facts. Tide Pods contain the same vibrant colors as other well-known candies, and they look fairly fantastic. If you purchased a blue and white swirl at your neighborhood grocery store, it could easily be some kind of blue raspberry and cream mixture. Sounds good. It makes sense that children could be influenced by their peers to attempt eating a Tide Pod. This one was one of the riskiest dares available for a while, but it appears to have subsided after some heavy media attention. Swatting. The majority of the challenges on this list include people doing something they shouldn't do because someone challenged them to, such as wearing blindfolds and eating peppers. Although peer pressure is strong, particularly for children, those who engage in these dares eventually expose themselves to the risk of injury. Since swatting is putting other people in danger, possibly significant danger, it is a very different matter. If you haven't heard of swatting in the news yet, it is the act of reporting a dangerous situation at the location of an unwary target to the authorities. The target is at least traumatized by the encounter when a SWAT unit shows up there. However, swatting can easily get even worse. The target may suffer injuries or perhaps lose their life if they react poorly and attempt to defend themselves, for example, by brandishing a weapon. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more.